Hey guys, this is Brandon at the Edge Pro, and today I'm going to talk about a little thing that can get overlooked on this. This is the Lister Star Clipper, and there's a little piece that can end up being broken that can lead to a lot of other failures. It's also not real obvious to find, so we're going to talk about it a little bit here so that hopefully you can be able to help your customer diagnose your own clipper a little bit better in the future. So let's go ahead and get on into this clipper. All right, so we're going to look at the part that we're talking about is attached to what's called the head of the clipper, which holds the blade on. And so the first thing we need to do is we're going to need to go ahead and take the head off. So the first thing we have to do is here there's a U-clip that goes here. So I usually just take a screwdriver in there and just gently pry up on it. It should come up pretty easy and come right off. Just like that. Once we take the U-clip off, now we're going to need to come in here and take out this top screw here. So that's the top screw. We don't have to take off this bottom screw, but I'm going to so that you can see the difference in length there. That bottom screw and the rest of the screws that hold this housing together are all this shorter size, and then this top screw is a longer size. And that's what we're gonna kind of talk about a little bit here. So once those two screws are out, the whole head comes off. The reason this screw is so much longer is because if we look at the housing this way, that screw comes into this hole here and then comes through this little gap and attaches over here. And in the middle of that gap, what we have is this little tongue that sticks out right there. And you can see there's a hole in it right there where that screw is going through. So this whole head, you can see it's not the greatest design. This is an entry-level clipper from Lister. So not nearly as durable as other clippers like the Fusion that we've made a video on. But the only thing holding this head on is this U-clip is holding it in the bottom. So it goes up and it just slides into these two little grooves on either side. And then that screw is holding it in on the top. So all of that to say, the point of the video is what can happen is either sometimes you'll forget to put this on if someone had taken it off, or I don't know that it ever falls out, but maybe it allows a little bit of movement and the head can start to get a little bit loose, and a lot of times what will happen is the bottom will want to start pivoting up because there's nothing securing the bottom of the clip of the head. Once that starts happening, we're putting a lot of tension and pressure right here on this tongue, and it ends up snapping this off right here. So now the whole head is being held on to either just of it being snug in the housing there, or if this was still in there but there was enough play for that break to happen. And so what those symptoms look like is, in general, the whole clipper could be running loud, it could be having extra vibration, and then what that's going to end up leading to is the armature here, this little star piece right there, is not going to connect with this gear very crisp. There's going to be room for movement, and you're going to run the risk of damaging this gear as well. And so it's something that we want to really keep an eye out for. It's not super easy and common and obvious to be able to see, because a clipper running noisier or having more vibration, that is a symptom that can lead to several different things, or it can come from several different causes. And so a lot of times the one that we miss is this break that happens right here. So it's worth getting that in your routine for checking. Whether this is your own personal clipper or whether you're working on a customer's clipper, if we can get in the routine of checking that. Unfortunately, the fix is to replace this whole head. That comes as two different styles. They have the head without this gear in it and the head with the gear in it. There's a price difference. That's basically the price of the gear between the two heads. If you can do the repair without having to replace the gear, it's going to save your customers some money. So that would be the recommendation there, is if we can find that and do the repair, the gear hasn't been damaged, then we'll go ahead and move forward with that repair. The clipper is expensive enough and nice enough that it's usually worth that repair. So as far as putting everything back together, we'll just pop the head right back in. I usually like to go ahead and put the U-clip back in first. Should just be able to push it down with your thumbs. And a lot of times I'll just come in and push on it a little bit with a screwdriver to make sure it's in there as far as it's going to go. We can go ahead and drop our screws back in, and then we'll get those tightened down and get this back to the customer. So that's what goes into that repair. Again, it's not rocket science, but it's something that does get missed from time to time. So it's good to know that it's something worth looking for, and hopefully that helps maybe save you some money or some time in diagnostics in the future. If you found this video helpful, definitely hit the thumbs up. Leave us a comment, maybe things that you've seen or questions that you had that we didn't cover on this clipper. There's a lot more to it than what we did in this video, but there's a good chance you've run into this situation before, and we just want to be able to help you for the next time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.